I am very excited to be in a studio of Karolina Klaus, artist behind the blog cardsfromheaven.com. Karolina, what it is that you do?
I make mostly greeting cards, exploding boxes, also photo albums and home decor.
Please tell us how it all started.
It all starts in 2008. My mother-in-law visited me and told me about one website. It was a tutorial about using tea or coffee to dye a regular computer paper. And on this website I found some information about card making and scrapbooking, and since then I'm watching some videos on YouTube. I found lots of information in the internet and I love it.
Please tell a little bit about techniques you're using.
There are lots of different techniques, starting with stamping, gluing, cutting. Two techniques like heat embossing is just basically using really sticky ink to stamp an image, and later you can sprinkle some powdered plastic. Then with use of a heat gun you can melt it and get really nice results. I'm also using die cutting machine. It's a type of a press where you can put some metal dies and cut it through paper. I'm painting with watercolors, experimenting with mixed media, which is basically using different mediums like paints and paste, which you can push through stencils that leaves nice textures, which you can paint and get lovely results. I love to make my own flowers. Most of the time I'm just using paper to make them. I can color them with watercolors and shape wet, and they will stay in this form. I'm also using thin foam called Foamiran. You can color it with ink or pastels. I'm heating them up with iron and shaping using my fingers. Sometimes I'm just using synthetic silk and a flame to make some flowers. They're making really nice decorations, especially in photo albums. A few years ago I learned how to make a small crochet flowers, and I really like to use them. They work really well as a decoration in wedding, feminine and baby projects. I'm using my own cutouts in my projects. It brings all folklore traditions back to life. I really like to make them. From time to time, I'm making a big batch of craft cookies. They are not edible, they are just made to look yummy. Gingerbread types or even smells lovely. I just put some spices to make them. I started my card making journey with simple cards and techniques like stamping and coloring, and today I'm making lots of 3D cards with layers of laces, ribbons, even using dry elements, natural dry elements like pine cones and orange slices. You can use it all to make really nice composition.
Karolina, can you tell us what was the most interesting or difficult project?
The most challenging projects are those ones made to order. When you have special requests for occasion, style or colors. I don't have all of the bits, so I need to contrive. And even before I start making project, I'm thinking about it. Also, everything new is challenging to me. When I started making albums, which have a cover made from chipboard, later it's a layer of fleece and fabric on the top. and everything is stitched and glued together, and this is quite difficult to make, especially when you're doing it in the beginning. It takes lots of training to do it nicely, especially with chipboard in a sewing machine. Lately I learned to make some exploding boxes, which are basically cut in the shape of a box. You take the lid off and everything opens up, and in the middle it's a nice 3D object. Every new thing is challenging, but it gives lots of fun.
You're running blog cardsfromheaven.com. Please tell us if there are other places we can find your work.
Besides my blog, I have also Facebook account Cards from Heaven. You can also find me in Pinterest as a Karolina Klaus. Lots of times I'm taking a part in scrapbooking on card making challenges. Lately I won some challenges in Bloomcraft or Craft O'Clock blogs, so you can find my projects there.
Thank you for the interview. Please don't forget to visit her blog under cardsfromheaven.com. Thank you.
Thank you.